PowerLinux is industry standard Linux tuned to the task.
It's not about an operating system. It's about a platform for running the workloads that matter the most to your enterprise.
We're at a point in the IT landscape where customers have never been more challenged based on budgets and the need to get more done with less.
This PowerLinux strategy is really delivering business value to our clients, and it's all around being able to deliver services faster, especially in a virtualized environment, around higher qualities of service and reliability, and around superior economics. Underneath that, and especially these workload optimized solutions, the servers and the system software are better performance than x86, better security than Windows, and more scalable than the other virtualization alternatives on x86.
PowerLinux actually comes in two different types from a hardware perspective. So the first is a rack-mounted system, but we also have support in the new IBM Pure systems with a compute node that's specific for PowerLinux as well.
I think a lot of users of Linux are going to be pretty excited about the new pricing of this PowerLinux offering.
What it does is it removes cost of acquisition from the discussion. And now the discussion focuses on, well, how good is it? How proven is it? How scalable? How well does it run my application?
We are giving them an option to scale out with a higher quality. Why not buy something for a similar price point and have it last?
There have been no vulnerabilities reported in Power VM to date. Zero. None. It is the most secure hypervisor that's out there for virtualization.
When you look at the ability to drive large amounts of I/O to a VM, or to put a lot of threads into or out of the VM, the ability to scale the size and the resources allocated to the VM, Power VM essentially wins in all categories.
A good example of a customer telling us what the value is of PowerLinux was the University of Hamburg. Tested our box, and we're able to migrate 10 x86 servers down to 2 and get 50% better performance from the file system, and had a total reduction in TCA of 30%.
And also a much lower physical footprint, which was very important to them from both a space-saving standpoint, a cost standpoint, and an environmental standpoint.
This is really much more of a journey where the hardware is sort of the linchpin, and it's the jump-off point for something that's much broader.
Big data is trying to help companies tap into the data that they have, but really haven't used so far, because the data is not in the shape that they can easily work with.
We think PowerLinux is a great fit for companies of all sizes from a big data standpoint, because it allows the entry point to get into big data to be, as small as, a couple PowerLinux systems.
And we're working very closely with the software group team to optimize two of their products. One is called Big Insights and the other is called Streams for the PowerLinux platform.
This really creates this opportunity for us to leverage technologies developed in open source, like Hadoop, which was leveraged to create Big Insights.
It's almost like a perfect marriage between, PowerLinux with the PowerLinux offering and, of course, the convergence of big data in today's world.
ISVs see PowerLinux as a great opportunity to offer integrated solutions to their markets.
Many of them have told me that they find it difficult to differentiate in an x86 world, and that they can differentiate when they look at the combination of PowerLinux plus Power VM.
So if you want to build a solution that is tuned for a particular problem, you can use PowerLinux as a base and then build your solution on top and then tune it all to work together very efficiently.
Linux is used to run most of the internet. Amazon, Facebook, Google all run on Linux. And Linux is used in the enterprise to power some of the most mission-critical systems in the world.
In the area of open source infrastructure, we're very focused on those in a virtualized environment.
Linux is tied to a full stack of middleware, whether it's for web hosting, whether it's for the common issues like print and file services, a lot of very, very simple and very complicated middleware services.
Linux is Linux. In other words, that Linux apps will run easily on Power. The level of portability is now exceptionally good.
PowerLinux really enables businesses to, at a very affordable cost, run their most critical workloads in a way that makes them agile and competitive.
We will continue to look for specific workloads that we think make sense for PowerLinux and continue to evolve the product line with new offerings.
Built on an open source innovation model and delivered through companies with commercial grade quality and capabilities.
I'm very excited about PowerLinux. I'm very excited. I think the market is ready for PowerLinux, and we are too.